The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money, money, money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money, 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 money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grandy.
Money's coming to me. Money's coming to me.
I'll just quickly start by saying again that we find the U.S. economy in a very good place, performing well. We see signs of global growth bottoming out. We see reduced trade policy uncertainty. Overall, the background, we see strong job creation, continued moderate growth, all of those things. We see all of this happens in the context of a good, strong U.S. economy.
Lie, lie, lie. Lie, 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 lie.
The economy is booming and jobs are booming.
Investors really aren't factoring in politics that much. They're looking more at this strong economy that we have in the U.S. We have, jobs numbers that keep coming through strong. 2% growth last year, 2% plus growth last year, instead of the economic recession that many had predicted, and a strong consumer. So, we have a Goldilocks economy right now.
Our economy is surging along. It's surging. It's a rocket ship right now.
It's just a wonderful world we're living in.
You can't handle the truth.
And they can't handle the truth, and that's why the fake business news networks continue to lie. Because they don't think the people can handle it. If the economy was doing so well, tell them the truth. If the economy's doing so well, why is it that so many people want socialism? That's what gets me. I mean, all the surveys that are coming out, like half of America wants socialism. And they're baiting them in with free or get rid of the school debt. That's the key right there. Everybody wants to get rid of the debt. And they're all promising, okay, you vote for me, a socialist, we'll get rid of the debt. It's never going to happen. Never going to happen. Well, anyways, we'll talk about that. But the market's down another 708 points today. Now, again, remember, I told you, and you've heard from me since 2018. Remember we had the crash in 2018 in October? And I said back in January of 2018, okay, that we would have a crash and the worst month would be December of 2018, and we did. But I said, crashes take time. Crashes take time. And it's just, it's how it works. And they dropped rates right away, and the market rallied all the way back up to 20% with low rates, quantitative easing, printing money, keep doing stock buybacks. That 20% drop in 2018, they shot it right straight up. And then from that, they continued to where last week, for January, I may not have this number exactly right, but something like we've had already about 53 trading days since the first of the year, and we've had 12 new highs. So something's disconnected here. And the market, the reason why it's collapsing is not because of the virus. I know you think I'm nuts when I say that, but it isn't because of that. You've heard the saying, never let a serious crisis go to waste. That's exactly what's going on. Rahm Emanuel used to say that all the time. So this was a serious crisis, no question about it. This virus, there's nothing to fool with. We got that. But remember, the reason the market is collapsing is because of profit taking. For 10 years, corporations with zero interest, they had to pay on their money they borrowed, and they bought their own shares back, so they didn't show any losses. So every time they're ready to show a loss, they'd buy their own shares back, so there'd be less shares available, and they'd spread their earnings, which were terrible, over less shares, and their stock went up instead of down for 10 years. But they have to take that profit sometime, especially when the economic fundamentals are getting worse and worse and worse. So their back was against the wall. They can't all get together, the biggest hedge funds, the biggest institutions, the biggest banks, the biggest insurance companies, all get together on a nice day, and the market's going up 300 points, and the market's making another 20-second new high in the last 15 seconds, and just all of a sudden pull all their money out, take profits. The market would go down 50, 60, 70%, for God's sakes. Have the biggest crash in history. They can't do that. They have to wait for a crisis so they can take that money out. That's what they've been doing. They've been waiting for this crisis for the last 5 years because the economy is getting worse every day. Not better, but worse. My God. If you don't think so, if you're in a bond, I hope you're not in bonds. If you're running the bonds for safety right now, what are you, nuts? You're going to run and buy a bond with inflation. They've been lying about inflation for the last 10 years. They're saying inflation's at 2%. Inflation's not at 2%. Inflation's at 8%. Not 2. So if you're out there buying a bond, you're going to get killed because inflation is starting to increase. And we're going to go from inflation to deflation into a crash. We've never been wrong for the last 50 years. Every time that we see an inversion in the yield curve, meaning the 10-year Treasury is higher. You can buy a 10-year Treasury and get more interest on a 10-year Treasury than you can a 3-month Treasury. I'm sorry, you get more interest on a 3-month Treasury, just the opposite. You get more interest on a 3-month Treasury than you can a 10-year Treasury. That's called an inversion. That is very, very scary. Especially if you're in the bond market. You're going to get slaughtered. Get out of your bonds and start buying gold. No, not the real gold. Buy gold stocks like GLD, the symbol GLD. Last year in gold, we were up 60%. And we're doing quite well this year here, too. We just started to buy gold. And we're doing very, very well. But you got to get out of those bonds. But the point is, there's been so many warnings, but nobody cares. Every time a warning comes out, you get the same nonsense from these people on the fake business news networks. They lie. The economy is the best ever. Then why do credit cards have the highest delinquency rates going back to 1980? Do you know that auto loan and credit card delinquencies are higher now with full employment than back in 2010 when 10 million people were still out of work? 10 million people lost their jobs in 2010. 10 million people. But do you know that today, auto loans and credit card delinquencies are higher with the so-called full employment than back in 2010 when you had 10 million people not working? What are you, nuts? And they've been propping this whole stupid market up, and stock market. And here's credit cards. I mean, do you know how many credit cards have scores 620 or below? 620 or below. About 72% of people have credit cards in their wallets. Their credit scores are 620 or less. That means that they're a subprime credit card. That means they're paying interest rates of 18 to 30%. No wonder the banks love them. So they say, then they ask them, hey, how's your confidence? And they go, oh, my confidence is great, because their confidence is terrific because they know they can go get another credit card. So that's why they're spending more money than their income. How's your confidence? Oh, great. It's unbelievable. Well, now you're seeing what's happening. I've been telling you this has been coming for a long time. I'll be back with more right after this break.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Remember, when this market crashed in 2009, it should have never crashed because the chairperson of these two committees, their job was to protect consumers, protect our investments, and they're supposed to ensure that our investments are being monitored. Where were they in 2009 and 2008? They weren't anywhere because they don't do that. They take care of themselves. They protect themselves. They become richer. So you can't depend on these crooks in Congress. The stock market is a great place to be, but you just got to know this is a different market than your grandfather's market. So why don't you, for 30 days, join my gang, 877-600-GANG. Try it for 30 days, $39.95. Follow me. I tell you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. All I ask you, start making money. Please remember St. Jude.
Don't wait. Join Phil's Gang today and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. Thousands of investors trust philsgang.com to deliver the tools and resources they need to invest with confidence. With the Phil's Gang MaxVest 1000 stock charts, you have the power to create highest quality, color-coded, easy-to-read charts in just a few simple clicks. Designed specifically for technical analysis and investing, the Phil's Gang MaxVest 1000 stock chart seamlessly integrates and functions on mobile, tablet, desktop, and web devices. Isn't it time you leave behind the old stock research routine, spending hours reading websites, out-of-date newsletters, and magazines? Instead, subscribe to the Phil's Gang MaxVest 1000 stock charts and plan your entire investment strategy. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. 877-600-4264. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. 877-600-4264. 877-600-4264, and we'll see you on the charts.
Want to make profits in the stock market? philsgang.com is running its best promotion ever. For the holiday season, Phil's Gang is giving you the Working Investor Program free for 10 days. That's right. Get the Phil's Gang membership and the MV2 color-coded chart free for a 10-day trial. Go to philsgang.com and click on Get Started. Then choose the Working Investor Program for your 10-day free trial. For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call. 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, we're fighting against childhood cancer every day. At the heart of this battle are our donors.
Most of us want to make some type of difference in the lives of others. St. Jude does miraculous work.
The fact that no one has to pay, it's a place where everyone is treated as an equal.
Everybody is welcome here, and it doesn't matter your religion or what part of the world you're from. All that is taken away. It just gives you some hope.
It's just a nice feeling to put your energy into something that really does genuinely make a difference in a child's life.
There's just no greater gift. If we have the ability to help, then we have a responsibility to help.
Finding cures, saving children. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Find out how you can help at stjude.org.
Want to make profits in the stock market? philsgang.com is running its best promotion ever. For the holiday season, Phil's Gang is giving you the Working Investor Program free for 10 days. That's right. Get the Phil's Gang membership and the MV2 color-coded chart free for a 10-day trial. Go to philsgang.com and click on Get Started. Then choose the Working Investor Program for your 10-day free trial. For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call. 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264.
When the market's open, we watch the market all day long. And when we see there's an opportunity for a stock, and it's a stock that we've been following, there's a lot of stocks we put on our watch list, and it has to hit a certain criteria. Then when it does, we alert you. You immediately get an alert that says, we bought this stock, X stock, at $30. So you get an alert immediately. What's better than that? I mean, nobody does that for you. But the most important thing, they'll say, okay, here's why we're getting out now, or here's why we're taking profits. I think it's going to go down. Look, the most important thing is this. I want you to be prepared for when the market does tank or rally, that you're with us, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG. Join my gang right now, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG, and you'll be in position, and you'll sleep at night, and you don't have to worry.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Show. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Then go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. Our gold is doing terrific, but we're doing something else. Now, if you go back, and you remember, every day to come on the air, people just get mad at me. He's negative. Phil's negative. Phil's negative. Everything's wonderful. And every day I come on and I tell you, this is a fake economy. We've never had a recovery. Never. There was no recovery in 2009 after the crash. We had a propping up of the economy. And everything was propped up, would bring interest rates down to zero, so we could inject trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars into buying bonds. And when the government keep on buying those bonds, keep lowering those interest rates, so that every year when we have to come up and we have to pay our interest on the national debt, it was a low rate. They kept taking that money, and instead of giving it to the workers, instead of giving them good wages, they took that money, stole it from them, didn't put it in business investment, and they kept buying their own stock back. And the stock market kept going up. And people were told by the fake business news network that the stock market is the economy, which is a bold-faced lie. The stock market has nothing to do with the economy. The stock market only reflects how pleased the biggest investors, the top 5% in this country, the population, top 5% of this population, how pleased they are with their investments. If it's going up, they're pleased. If it's going down, they're not pleased. That's all it reflects. Are you kidding? So they get money free. What do you think they do? They give it to the CEOs. CEOs turn around, buy their own shares down, move their stock price up artificially, and the top 5% of the population, they know which companies are doing that, and they buy the stock of that company, and they've made a fortune, and they left everybody behind. But what they did do is give people who had credit scores, 620 or less, credit cards, as many as they wanted. Let them go spend. Let them go spend more money than their income. And even the fake business news network, CNBC, was happy about it.
People are feeling flush in their accounts, spending more than our income coming in.
What a dope. So they give them credit cards, subprime credit cards. They didn't learn from the subprime housing, so now they decided to go into subprime credit cards. Give a credit card to everybody, even if they don't have a job. And let them go out and spend. Make them happy. And in the meantime, that spending, that will mask how bad the economy is really doing. When you have savings, now think about what they did. If you have savings at $1.2 trillion, the lowest in 10 years, you have median income of U.S. households stand at 10% lower now than after the 2009 crash. As our country hits, remember, an all-time new high of debt, $22 trillion. So think how crazy this is. Our country's hitting an all-time new high debt of $22 trillion. But our economy is not growing. Our economy, think about this, the quarter we're in right now, the first quarter 2020, growth is going to be at 1.1%, when the first quarter of 2019 was 3.1%. So we're going to go from 3.1% down to 1.1%. They tell us this is about the best economy ever. And the median incomes of U.S. households are now 10% lower than in 2008. They tell us it's the best country. It's a boom. The government's net worth is a negative $20 trillion. A negative $20 trillion. Our government debt has grown by 35%. It's growing 35% faster than the economy is growing. And business investment, which creates wages and your standard of living, is the lowest in 10 years. So see, they had a plan. Keep giving all the people who have terrible credit cards. They'll go spend, and we can tell everybody, look, the economy is booming. The consumer is booming. The consumer is strong. When all he's doing is becoming a debt slave, hiding what's going on with really in the economy, because let the top 5% of the population make a fortune in the stock market while the company's earnings or profits are going down. So you have the stock market going up as the profits are going down. Do you believe that? And then you have people whose credit scores are 620 or less, and you're giving them all kinds of credit cards, go spend, so we can tell everybody the consumer's strong. And that's why the stock market's up. This thing has been the biggest bubble in the world, but that's okay. The important thing is to know when to get out of it. And that's what we do here at Phil's Gang. I told everybody on Friday, I said, listen, it's Friday, profit-taking Friday. This is when we take profits going into the weekend. We don't like to keep a lot of stocks or a lot of shares on because you never know what happens over the weekend. So we did, and we had a 1,000-point drop. But we do that every Friday because of how terrible the economy is. You never know what's going to happen. So then, I also said that day, look, here's the bottom line. Every day they lie to us about how great the economy is. And what we're seeing is gold going up because the smart money is dumping their treasuries. They want to get into even a safer bet, which is gold. The economy they're seeing is so bad, even though stock market goes up every day and they tell people to watch the stock market because the stock market reflects the economy. Everybody, pros, no, that's not true at all. The only reason why the stock market keeps going up, making all-time new highs, we made all-time new highs again this week, is because of quantitative easing. But so the point is, so I told everybody on Friday, take your they got out. So we didn't get hurt by the 1,000-point move to the downside. Now, some gang members, of course, didn't listen, so they did get hit. But if they listen to my video they post every day at 2 o'clock, if you're a gang member, you'd have been just fine. Then, yesterday, the market dropped. Then I told everybody, watch what's going to happen tomorrow morning. The market's going to open up positive. You don't have to rush. We got plenty of time to figure this thing out. This has just been the one day. You could wake up tomorrow and the market up futures 35 points to the good. And we opened up 35 points to the good today, exactly. But now I said to my gang this morning, I said, but here's what we're going to do. And I did a whole class on setting them up how to short. So when these stocks start snapping back, when do you know to keep making money as the market goes down? And we did that all this morning, and then the market started to collapse again, and we're doing just terrific. And I'll tell you what stocks we're doing terrific with. Join my gang right now, free for 10 days.
On the show, go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG.
Remember, when this market crashed in 2009, it should have never crashed because the chairperson of these two committees, their job was to protect consumers, protect our investments, and they're supposed to ensure that our investments are being monitored. Where were they in 2009 and 2008? They weren't anywhere because they don't do that. They take care of themselves. They protect themselves. They become richer. So you can't depend on these crooks in Congress. The stock market is a great place to be, but you just got to know this is a different market than your grandfather's market. So why don't you, for 30 days, join my gang, 877-600-GANG, try it for 30 days, $39.95. Follow me. I tell you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. All I ask you start making money, please remember St. Jude.
Don't wait. Join Phil's Gang today and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. Are you tired of being lied to about some magical economic recovery that only benefits the 1 percentile? And then when the market does collapse, you're sitting there calling your broker, what do I do? When you should be shorting? Learn how to short the market. Continue to listen to my radio show, philsgang.com. Become a member, only $39.95 a month, and learn how to short.
Don't wait. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264.
When the market's open, we watch the market all day long. And when we see there's an opportunity for a stock, and it's a stock that we've been following, there's a lot of stocks we put on our watch list, and it has to hit a certain criteria. Then when it does, we alert you. You immediately get an alert that says, we bought this stock, X stock, at $30. So you get an alert immediately. What's better than that? I mean, nobody does that for you. But the most important thing, they'll say, okay, here's why we're getting out now, or here's why we're taking profits. I think it's going to go down. Look, the most important thing is this. I want you to be prepared for when the market does tank or rally, that you're with us, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG. Join my gang right now, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG, and you'll be in position, and you'll sleep at night, and you don't have to worry.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. Why pay thousands of dollars for a weekend seminar when for only $39.95 a month? philsgang.com provides all the daily market investing information you need to make profits in the stock market. With over 40 years of investing experience, only Phil Grandy and the philsgang.com team provide daily live investing webinars, up-to-the-minute market updates, all the investing educational videos you can imagine. Don't hesitate to learn, invest, and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264.
Are you financially ready for the new year? Phil's Gang is ready. Why not start the new year by making a sound financial decision and join the leader in making profits in the stock market? Phil's Gang has been teaching its members how to make profits in the stock market for over 20 years. We teach you stock chart analysis, pattern recognition, relative strength and relative weakness, how to protect your investments with the Scout Power System, how to place stops, the best time to get into a stock, and the best time to get out. Phil's Gang use proprietary charts that are easy to read and guide you through the noise that everyone else offers in the world of fundamentals. The best part of Phil's Gang is if you don't have the time to learn the training system, you can invest in the market based on Phil's recommendations. Join Phil's Gang and get the Working Investor Program for a 10-day free trial. That's right. Get the membership and the MV2 color-coded chart for free for 10 days. Go to philsgang.com and click on Get Started for your 10-day free trial. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264.
Welcome back. Learn, invest, and make profits with Phil Grandy. Simply go to philsgang.com. Now, here's Phil.
Production workers growing at 5%, wages that is, compensation 5%, overall about 3%. So that blue collar bloom, low wage gains, we're actually experiencing smaller, narrower income differences, and while the economy is booming and jobs are booming.
Lie, lie, lie. Lie, 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 lie.
You can't handle the truth.
That's right. They don't think anybody can handle the truth, so they lie to them. They can lie to them, tell them the truth. All right, let's go take a look at some stocks. Now, if you were a gang member, you would have been out on Friday, missed a 1,000-point drop, or let's say this, if you didn't miss it totally, your losses would have been pared way back compared to anybody else. And then I told everybody yesterday, I said, you watch, they're going to try to, in the morning, open this market positive. So I said, don't do anything. Don't make any rash decisions. Don't start getting out of your stocks. Don't start, just let's see what happens. And we did. And so this morning we wake up, the market was up at 4 o'clock in the morning. The market was up 235 points, the futures. And then by 9:30, it was going back and forth from 45, 35 positive to 100 positive. Then she opened. At that point, I said to my members, okay, and I did a whole class on, okay, here's where you know if the market's going to go back down. And you're going to know to keep making money on the stocks that are dropping. So I did a whole class on that this morning. So they knew exactly what to do. So as soon as that stock had a nice downtrend on our MV2 color-coded chart, which tells us, and that little snapback it had, it gives it up, makes a new low, stays red, boom, sell it short again, make more money. That's what we've been doing. And then while that's happening, I had my members, and I wish you were with me, I said about a week ago, we started to get into gold, GLD. And GLD right now, we're up 8%. AU, we're about break even. Then I said today, this morning early in class, I said, let's go and buy an inversion of, I said, I think this market is going to drop more, so let's just be safe. We'll make money on if it drops. What we'll do is do the inverse of the S&P 500. I mean, if you're going to go right now and you bet the market was going to go down, the S&P was going to go down, you would have to sell short SPY, and you'd have this morning was around $323, where you can do the opposite. You can go in and buy what we call SDS. It's just the opposite. We could go in and buy SDS as it goes the other way. In other words, it's inverted. In other words, now there it goes. So SDS was going up. So we ended up this morning, we started to get into SDS. Look, it's up incredible. We made already on SDS 2%, 2.3% just today on SDS. But the important thing, we were correct this morning. What we said was right. We got everybody in SDS. So when the stock market went back down, it's back down another 900 points. We're making money on the way up because we inverted. We inverted the trade. So we have everybody in SDS, just the opposite. In SDS, instead of, all you had to do is pay around $26 a share. So why short SPY? To short SPY, you're going to have to pay $322 a share. So we said, instead of doing that, what we'll do is we'll buy SDS, and it runs the opposite way. In SDS, we only had to pay, this morning, we had to pay around $24. Doing great. Now, the other one we said, let's make sure that we're in, what's going to get really killed is our domestic market, the domestic market, because they don't export anything. And we've been lied to about how great this economy is when our domestic market, everything we see that comes in is negative. Savings, the lowest in 10 years. Our median income is lower now, 10% lower now than in 2008. Our government net worth is negative $20 trillion. Our government debt is growing by 35%. It's growing 35% faster than our economy. Business investment, lowest in 10 years. Corporate debt, $10 trillion. That's $5 trillion more than it used to be. Corporate debt's the highest ever. This is crazy. Every time you turn around, the news was getting worse and worse. Congress is spending $183 million an hour more than it's taking in. So her net worth, U.S. net worth, $20 trillion. They're spending $183 million more an hour than they take in, but we are being told that this is a booming economy. Booming economy. What are you, nuts? This is unbelievable. Trucking sentiment is the lowest in 32 years. That's it. Freight shipments have declined the most since 2008. Just got our industrial numbers in, manufacturing orders. It's getting slaughtered. But this has been going on and on and on for months, and the market keeps going up, all fake. Now, we're making money on the market going up, but here's one thing. We at least know when to get out. Just like on Friday. Now, if you think I'm full of crap, then I will challenge you. I'll give you my chart, the color-coded chart, free for 10 days. I'll give you my membership free for 10 days. And why don't you, for 10 days, you come in, and we post a video at 2 o'clock every day on our portfolio, on our stock portfolio. So just follow that stock portfolio over the next 10 days and see how we do. And you'll see that the color-coded technology identifies, first and foremost, when institutions are moving their money. Are they moving in or are they moving it out? And I'll prove to you, no cost to you, I'll prove to you over 10 days I'm correct. It works. So today you should be excited because today you'd be making money right now as the market's down 865 points because we're up in SDS, which we bought this morning. We're up in small and mid-cap stocks, which is our domestic market. We're up in both of those in one day, about 2.5%. What are you, nuts? So, again, try it. It's not going. All I'm asking is that I'll make a deal. I'll do it for 10 days free. But then when you decide if you decide to stay and you start making money, help St. Jude. What's wrong with that? We all win. You know, it's the same thing now as it was in 2006. They had the subprime mortgage crisis, right? And right now they're doing the same thing, but they're doing it with credit cards. I told you in July, between July and December, they increased credit. They doubled it by $22 trillion, while people are spending more money than their income. They wanted people to keep on going out there and spend, make them feel good, so that nobody would catch what's going on in the market. It was a way to mask the market. And then they got the cheerleaders helping with that masking. So in 2001 to 2009, remember what happened? Let's go back to 2006. The subprime mortgage crisis, that's when it erupted. Remember in November 17, 2006? And the Commerce Department warned that October that new home permits were 28% lower than the year before, just like what's going on now. But nobody paid attention. Nobody paid attention. Know what they thought? Let's just keep lowering rates. Let's keep lowering the rates. And then the yield curve inverted, just like it did now. And like they're doing now, same thing. They're going to lower rates. They're doing the same thing now as they did in 2006. But see, my members are going to be protected because I got them in SDS this morning. I got them in the small and mid-cap stocks, RWM, and I've had them in gold for the last month. See the difference? So the similarities are incredible. And then back then they're doing exactly what they said now. Back then they were bragging how resilient their banks were. But they didn't realize they're full of derivatives, and we still have the same derivative today with the same banks. Join my gang, and let's hope this thing crashes 80%.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. What if you could have an in-depth understanding of the stock market just like the pros? Well, thanks to Phil Grandy and philsgang.com, you can. philsgang.com offers comprehensive, up-to-date market information designed to help you understand and anticipate market behavior. With philsgang.com, you'll build your investing confidence even through down cycles and periods of uncertainty. Go to philsgang.com. philsgang.com today. 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264.
Did you know breast cancer kills 113 people every day? That's unacceptable.
African American women die from breast cancer nearly 41% more than Caucasian women.
That's unacceptable.
Breast cancer is the leading cause of all cancer deaths for Hispanic women.
Breast cancer is unacceptable.
Together with Susan G. Komen, we're committed to reducing U.S. breast cancer deaths by half.
And we're going to do it by 2026.
Visit Komen.org/unacceptable.
Remember, when this market crashed in 2009, it should have never crashed because the chairperson of these two committees, their job was to protect consumers, protect our investments, and they're supposed to ensure that our investments are being monitored. Where were they in 2009 and 2008? They weren't anywhere because they don't do that. They take care of themselves. They protect themselves. They become richer. So you can't depend on these crooks in Congress. The stock market is a great place to be, but you just got to know this is a different market than your grandfather's market. So why don't you, for 30 days, join my gang, 877-600-GANG, try it for 30 days, $39.95. Follow me. I tell you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. All I ask you, start making money. Please remember St. Jude.
Don't wait. Join Phil's Gang today and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Tell you every time I'm on the air, join my gang. Try it. Try it for 30 days. AT&T, we got a 3% profit so far in May. Our Goldman Sachs are up 6%. Our Intel, we have a profit of 16% shorting it. Caterpillar, we're up 11% shorting it. And Schlumberger, we're up 18% because we shorted it. That's how you make money in this game.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG. Short on time but want to invest in the stock market? Let philsgang.com help you. For only $39.95 a month, you get complete access to all of Phil's powerful investing programs, videos, and resources.
That works for me. Log in, watch the videos, and make profits.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. philsgang.com. Welcome back. Learn, invest, and make profits with Phil Grandy. Simply go to philsgang.com. Now, here's Phil.
For over a year, you've heard this radio show, if you have been listening to it, where I've been warning that there's a big phony market. That the fundamentals, the economic fundamentals, are just so bad. And they're propping up the market with quantitative easing, printing money, and taking that money and buying treasuries to keep interest rates so low that they can then take that low interest rates and they can loan it to the big companies so they can buy their own shares back. So every quarter they have a loss. If the stock's, like I always say, is at $10, supposed to go down to $7, their stock instead would go from 10 up to 17 or 15 or 13, whatever it is. And that's what they've been doing for 10 years. It's been and for 10 years we've had these cheerleaders on CNBC and Fox Business lying to you, but that's their job. That's their job. Well, at the same time, I've been working hard with my gang every year. And right up to where I'm the one that said we're going to have that crash. That was on, what was it, January, here it is right here. I'll give it to you. January 16th, I said this, 2018.
I want everybody to mark down this date, January 16th, today. That Phil Grandy said on this date, January 16th, this is the beginning of the stock market crash. The crash will be caused by China, the FANG stocks.
There you go.
And I believe we are going to get at least a 5% pullback between now and the second week of February. Remember, stock market crashes just don't happen overnight. They can take as long as a year before you get the capitulation.
Right, and that's what I told them. I said, we're going to get an immediate 5% crash. And then I said, that was January. And then I said, then we're going to get probably a 20%, 15, 20% correction. Oh, we did. That was in October 2018. And I said the worst, if I let that go, it said the worst month was going to be December of 2018. It turned out to be. Then they came in, cut rates big time to move the market back up 20%. So my gang made money on the way down because we were ahead of it. My color-coded chart identified the money was being pulled out. And so as the market was going down, the gang members just wanted to keep their profits and didn't want to short. That's fine. The other ones who want to make money down is the same way as they do up. They got in. We got them in properly. Remember, every day at 2 o'clock, if you don't have to learn anything, you don't have to come to class, you don't have to do a thing. At 2 o'clock, just go get our video online. And we have our portfolio stocks. We have 30 stocks and ETFs. And then we have one group is Phil's 5 stocks. I've been in the same 5 stocks now for almost 4 years. And we tell you every day with the video what to do. Not only with my 5 stocks, but the other 25 stocks and ETFs. And all you do is select which ones you want. Now, a lot of them will just stay with my same 5. So we make money on those 5 whether the market goes up or whether the market goes down. And I rely on the color-coded chart technology that follows the money of the banks, the big institutions, big insurance companies. When they put their money in, our money goes in. When they take their money out, our money goes out. And it works. And if people want to become an activist investor, they want to build their own portfolio, then we support them with tremendous amount of education on how to use the MV2 color-coded chart. And all kinds of class, everything, and they can have their own portfolio using the same chart. Or if other people who just want to, again, just follow my chart, and they just follow my stocks, my portfolio with my chart, and they just at 2 o'clock it's posted, they go see what it says, and they just make their decision if they're going to follow it. It's that simple. If they follow it, they're going to make at least a 10% return. That's their worst case. They make more than that if they're shorting it. So what you should do for 10 days is see if I'm full of crap or not. Just see if I'm telling the truth. It's that simple. All right, I want to get back to, remember, back in 2006, it's the same as now. Now they're telling they have these stupid bank tests. Oh, the banks are in wonderful shape. The banks are in wonderful shape. Remember they did that back about, 9 months ago when they lied? They did the same thing in 2006. Banks are in wonderful shape. So what happened is the banks were not in wonderful shape. What they were doing is selling what they call a derivative. Just think of it as a mortgage. Banks were selling in 2006 these derivatives back and forth to each other to make it. It's just like if you had 2 used car dealers. One was on one quarter, the other's on the other quarter, and they got to meet. They got to go and borrow money from the bank. So what do? They sell their inventory back and forth to each other to pretend they're sales. Well, that's what the banks were doing, and they're using what they call derivatives. How'd that work out? Not very good, because $9 trillion was lost, and you lost $9 trillion in your home equity. You lost $7 trillion in your stocks. Oh, and you 401k people. You got so slaughtered. First of all, you weren't going to make any money anyways, because remember fees, they take 30% of your money, your retirement money, right off the top with your fees. So you don't make any money anyways. And 401k people never get out of the market before it crashes. They're always in it as it crashes. In fact, today, if the market's going down another 1,000 points, you want to get out, you got to wait to the end of the day. Isn't that stupid? But this is what they did in 2006. They're doing the same thing now with credit cards. Same thing. And they're starting to do subprime mortgages again. See, they don't care about the country. There's a select group of people they care about. That's Wall Street. And as long as they're making money and everything is built, Congress, everybody is there to help the very wealthy make money in the stock market. And there's 5% of the population making a fortune. The rest of the population, like you know how they feed pigeons? They throw stuff out at you? What they throw out, instead of pigeon feed to you, they throw out credit cards. And they throw out easy auto loans, student loans. Keep them happy. Keep them happy. And keep telling the stock market is what they should look to get confidence the economy's great. Was a big bubble. Unbelievable. So the other thing, I only got a few minutes, but they're all starting to talk about minimum wage. The communists. All the communists on stage, they call themselves Democrats, socialists. They're back to they're back to minimum wage. What the hell is that? Minimum wage doesn't solve a thing. It doesn't. It doesn't solve nothing. It's more of a problem. Are you kidding? People get laid off. if you want to get people wages up, you don't go and say, okay, we're going to raise minimum wage. That's stupid. How about the middle class is getting slaughtered right now? And without the middle class, we can't grow this country. And that's why instead of a 3.1% growth rate for the first quarter of 2020, we're going to be at 1.1%. Oh, they're going to blame it on the virus. They're going to blame, here's what's right. They're going to blame everything on the virus. You want to know why? Because they've been lying to you so long. They've been lying to you so long, saying this kind of garbage.
Our economy is surging along. It's surging.
You think he's going to take? You think he's going to take a whack for that? No. Do you think Maria would take a whack for this?
And you have to admit things are going well. There's euphoria.
Oh yeah. You think as we go down another 1,000 points today, she's going to take a whack for that? No. This is why they're using the virus. So that it's not us. It had nothing to do with us. No, it wasn't us. It was this darn virus that did everything. What all the virus was an opportunity for the biggest investors in the world to take their profits. So it's amazing that they want. So here they are. They're going to say we want to increase this middle. We want to increase minimum wage. No, you don't increase minimum wage. You stop these kids from going to college, unless they want to be a doctor or a scientist. Stop with these stupid Bachelor of Arts degree. Get these kids into a trade school. Every kid graduates from high school. He goes to college and gets a stupid BA worth nothing. Get these kids to a trade school. Get to learn how. God, in Florida, you try to get an air conditioning guy to come fix your air conditioner. It takes you 3 weeks to get an appointment. It's easier to get an appointment with your doctor than it is with somebody to get your air conditioning fixed. This is what we should be doing. If the country's so strong, how come we haven't worked on our infrastructure? Instead, they cut back in the budget by 40%. And part of that cutback was the infrastructure. See, everybody lies to you. The whole government lies to you. Wall Street lies to you. My charts don't lie to you. So right now, go to my site where it says Get Started. Okay, Get Started. And you get the Working Investor Group, the chart, and the membership free for 10 days. And you'll see I'm telling the truth. It's free, for heaven's sakes. All I ask is help the kids at St. Jude. If you start making money once you stay, just help them. That's all I want out of it. Hey, we'll see you on the charts. It's a wonderful market. It's down 800 points.
Your host, Phil Grandy, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
It's